All right. So I guess now you understand what the plan was.
Absolutely. At Colts Law, we talk Indianapolis Colts football.
We're going to stick to what we know, fundamentals and technique, 1% better every day.
Welcome back to Colts Law. Breaking news. The Indianapolis Colts just signed a 5-time Pro Bowler, 4 times in the last 4 years, 2-time All-Pro, and former Defensive Player of the Year from 3 years ago, Stephon Gilmore. The Indianapolis Colts signed Stephon Gilmore on the tail end of his free agent run, where he visited contending teams such as the Los Angeles Rams, former Super Bowl champs, the Cincinnati Bengals, the other team that was in the Super Bowl, and the Chargers, who have, made moves to become a top contender in the AFC. Not only did they land Stephon Gilmore, but they landed him for a pretty dirt cheap price. I've been saying for the last few weeks, hey, if the Colts get Gilly, that's great. I'd love to have Gilly. But I don't want to pay the $20 million that Stephon Gilmore was demanding 2 years ago in New England. Well, my approximation, $12 to $14 million a year, 2 to 3 year contract. Chris Ballard lands this stud, this perennial All-Pro Pro Bowler, for a position of need at cornerback, outside corner, for a 2-year, $23 million contract. That's less than what I was saying. Granted, $14 million of that, $23 million, is guaranteed. But hey, that's fine. The Indianapolis Colts restructured Matt Ryan's contract so that they're paying him less this year, so they had a little bit more money to go out and get a top free agent. Many Colts fans thought that Ballard just would not pay that kind of money for anyone on the free agent market. Now the question comes in, was this a good move for the Indianapolis Colts? With Gilmore now 31 years of age right now, about to be 32, and has missed significant time the last 2 years due to injury. He only played 8 games last year, and the year prior he only played 11. Now, he did not miss a game the previous 2 years before that, so we'll see what happens. But, that does throw out a little bit of worry. But to me, that's the only worry about Stephon Gilmore, outside of the fact that he has injury problems. He is an exceptional number 1 cornerback, a man-to-man guy, someone who could lock down a top receiver, right? Last year, he had a 0. Granted, as I said, he only played 8 games. He missed 0 tackles. Now, the Indianapolis Colts would have loved to have had that week 16, week 17, week 18, especially against, the Raiders, when a certain Hunter Renfrow was running free and breaking tackles and cornerbacks were missing tackles left and right. They would have loved to have had that. This is a win-now move for Chris Ballard and the Indianapolis Colts. Last year with Carolina, as I said, missed tackles, none. And then before that, his average completion percentage, giving up completion percentages to quarterbacks, opposing quarterbacks when targeted, 57%, 50%, 48%. All right, this guy is a lockdown corner in the NFL. Very, very good at his price. Now, he is, in my opinion, maybe a little bit of a locker room issue, being that he was in his last year of his contract with New England, wanted a little bit more money, wanted to get paid because he already went through that contract. Played under that contract for $13 million a year, I believe it was, with New England. The last year he was supposed to get paid $7 million. He wanted more money, was threatening to sit out. New England, decide, no, I'm not going to. So, Bill Belichick would not pay him more money. And that is one of the reasons why he ended up leaving, going to Carolina that next year. I honestly think the Colts have a very solid locker room. It's only a 2-year contract, and $14 million is something that the Colts literally could just dump down the toilet if they needed to for a 2-year contract, especially if it's front-loaded. Now, I don't know if that contract is legitimately front-loaded, but I'm going to assume it is, due to the fact that they had the money to do so this year. So we'll see. I want to know what your thoughts are on this situation. What are your thoughts on the Indianapolis Colts signing Stephon Gilmore to a 2-year, $23 million contract, $14 million guaranteed? Does this make them a top 5? Really? A top 5 defense in the NFL? Could I say that? At cornerback, they have Stephon Gilmore, Kenny Moore II. That's 2 Pro Bowlers from last year. They have a Pro Bowler at linebacker, Darius Leonard. They have DeForest Buckner, All-Pro Bowler. They just traded for Yannick Ngakoue to sit outside. They have very young pass rushers, including Kwity Paye, Deo Odangbo, right? They have young safety in Julian Blackmon. This is a very good defense. Because of that, I think now the Indianapolis Colts and Chris Ballard can sit back and say, okay, we have what we need, along with the other additions of McLeod and others for the safety position. They have depth, and they are very strong at the starter position on defense. Chris Ballard can go into this 2022 NFL draft and not worry about offense at all. He could, or just worry about offense. I'm sorry. He could go in and go, you know what? Obviously, I have a spot that I could fill at tight end. I have a spot or 2 I could fill at wide receiver, and of course, offensive line, left tackle or guard or something that I could fill in. Expect some moves, maybe even to trade back a little or even trade up. Chris Ballard is known for trades. He will trade up if there's someone there. He will trade back if he feels that he could get multiple good pieces for this offense. We've seen it both ways, where he would trade back to get more picks or trade up to get someone that he feels is a difference maker, like Jonathan Taylor. Thanks for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. Please don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe if you're not subscribed, and tag that notification bell so that you are notified next time I go live or upload a video. We will be live, Loyalist and I, at 6 p.m. on Friday, right? 6 p.m. Friday, today, the 15th of April, to discuss this and much, much more. Until next time, as usual, have a good one.
Just because a player's not a household name doesn't mean we can't make him a household name.